Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. Today what I'll be doing is going over a couple of different anchors that I've used in the past in all of my projects, and just pretty much wanted to share with you guys my favorite out of all of them, what their uses are, and just kind of like to help you guys out on your own projects and avoid making any costly mistakes. So let's get on to it. Okay guys, so what we have here is a few select choices of anchors that I pretty much have had laying around the house from uses that I've had to use them in the past. So we're starting here with the most basic one. These right here you'll find pretty much in any pre-packaged item that you buy. They will include it. Towel racks, anything that pretty much needs to be mounted to a wall, they would most likely include these in there, and they're pretty cheap, pretty common. What they do pretty much is you would have to drill a hole into the wall about the size of this diameter here. Once you drill that hole to the wall, you then would insert this particular anchor onto there, and then kind of like bang it with a hammer a couple times to get a good fit. And once you drill the screw in there, this would kind of like split a little bit, and then these little jagged edges here would help it anchor onto the sheetrock. Now I wouldn't recommend this for anything more than 5 pounds, honestly, and it's the cheapest thing out there. I rarely use these unless I really have to. Like, let's say I ran out of the good ones and I need to get the job done, and I know it won't jeopardize the results. I'll go ahead and use it. So the second one I have is pretty similar to the first one. The only difference really is that it has these kind of like hooks instead of just jagged edges, that once you do actually insert this into the drywall and you bang it in there, as soon as you screw in the screw that you're going to use, it'll splice open as well. But instead of just using these little jagged edges, I don't know if you can see them, it's hard to get a focus, you then would be having these hooks instead hanging onto the drywall. Looks like it would provide just a little bit more security than your typical cheap one that normally comes with pretty much anything that you buy that needs to be mounted. So the third one here is this kind of like, I guess you can almost call it like a butterfly, but the true butterfly one is this one. This one here provides some really good security. If you come across these, I definitely would buy them instead. The way they work is the same as any other. You pretty much drill your hole, you go ahead and put it through as such. Then what happens is, once it goes through the drywall, it automatically starts to bend on its own. And once you put the screw through, the more it tightens, it'll reach the back here, it'll start doing this. And then these two wings right here would pretty much hold on to the drywall, and that'll give you enough holding power for pretty much any regular installation that recommends really good strength. But the only drawback to this one and the rest and the butterfly here is that you have to drill a pretty significant hole to get that to fit in there. So let's move on to this one right here, which I would say is my favorite one. I use it for pretty much any one of my projects in the past, and I'm going to continue using them. They have never failed me. So this one is a kind of like a self-drilling anchor that has these kind of like alligator, wow, can't get a focus, So they have these like alligator style kind of like teeth going on there, right there, perfect. So these are self-drilling, and they come with the Phillips head screwdriver mark right here. So what you typically would do is get your screwdriver or your drill driver, just pretty much put it against the wall and then just drill it in. So it actually will drill itself in there, and it will create a flush surface to where all you need to do is then drill your screw in there, and it will hold. The sucker will hold. Like I think it's rated. These are one of the smaller ones, and I think these are rated about 60 pounds. You can hang on one of them. So if you got a really heavy project that you want to do, I would definitely go with this one. I've mounted TVs with them. This one right here is by far I would say the most durable and the strongest one that you guys could actually use out of the lot that I'm showing you. The only drawback to this is the hole that you have to drill into your wall has to be pretty big as well. I live in an apartment, and I am not about drilling big holes and then I have to patch them up. So that's why I always use these right here. Once you drill them into the hole, it literally stays there, and if you know, unscrew whatever it is that you screwed into it, you pretty much just kind of like paint over it, and it won't even show as if it was there. So that's why I use this. You just pretty much paint it, or you can just, I wouldn't even put any like what do you call it on there, spackle on there. I just pretty much just run some paint on it, and it matches the rest of the wall, and you're good. And some landlords don't even care. You just have this on the wall, it just look like a screw. This one, as I was saying, the butterfly style anchor here is, I would say, the better option for most project that requires significant amount of holding power. So as you can see, it's kind of like self-explanatory really, but I will show you. So imagine this is kind of like the sheetrock or drywall. So what you would do is drill a hole about this size. As you can see, it's pretty big hole, and then you would slide this into the hole, and then when it reaches behind the drywall, it would expand, and as you will continue to screw, it will just expand and hold. That will not come out for nothing. So if you don't care about having to you know, screw a big hole into your wall and then having to do this, then definitely go with this. But as I was saying before, this little guy right here I got from Home Depot has never failed me. As a matter of fact, I was able to install this TV on the wall numerous times using these little guys right there. And this is a 65-inch LG TV that I mount on my wall with it, and it's a pretty heavy TV. I got a few of them, I would say about 4 or 6 of them back there, and it's as sturdy as you need it to be. Also use them to install this right here. I got this little guy right here from IKEA, and yep, you guessed it, use the same anchors for that as well. Anchored them to the wall, and this baby's not coming down anytime soon. I've also got another TV in my bedroom. Did the same thing, installed it using that. As a matter of fact, I'll give you a little bit of some of the projects that I've had to do that I ended up using these. Sorry for the mess. This is my laundry room. I've had to put these shelves up. I've got a little bit of I would say stereo collection that I put in here, and these things weigh a ton, and I've put these shelvings up, and I'm using the same anchors I'm showing you, and this thing is not going anywhere. I've had multiple units on top of each other, and it's holding. It's been holding. It'll continue to hold. Same method. It is not coming down anytime soon, or ever, unless I want it to. So again, guys, if you're looking for a quick and efficient way to anchor something to the wall, and you do not want to risk using one that is not of significant strength, definitely go with this baby right here. Has never failed me, and I don't think it ever will. Thank you guys for watching my channel. It's been a pleasure sharing these details with you. If you like this video and you want to see more of this, more of my DIY dads around the house with a wife, definitely give me a thumbs up, subscribe,